QuickBooks Pro Plus Desktop 2022 Budgeted Balance Sheet Data Input. Get ready because we bookkeeping pros are moving up the hilltop with QuickBooks Pro Plus Desktop 2022. Here we are in our Get Great Guitars practice file, going through the setup process with the View dropdown, the Open Windows list on the left-hand side, Company dropdown, Home page in the middle, maximizing it to the gray area. We're going to the Reports drop-down, taking a look at the Company and Financial Balance Sheet Standard, customizing the Balance Sheet Standard with a range change from 010122 to 022822. Fonts and the numbers, changing the font size, bringing it on up to 14. Okay, yes please, and okay. In prior presentations, we took this information, we exported it to Excel, basically from a trial balance, but then we compared it to our balance sheet to kind of match everything up. We assumed then that this was the information from the prior period, basically a 12/31 period, so that we can then have something to build on, using that then to construct our balance sheets, trying to project forward within our Excel worksheet. Now we're going to take that information, put it back into the QuickBooks system here by just data inputting the projected balance sheet items that we have constructed so that QuickBooks can do what QuickBooks does well, and that is to make comparison reports between the budget and actual reports. So we got our information now that we're just going to take from here and do our data input process into our QuickBooks system. So I might hide some cells so I can see January. So let's hide cell from B to D. We're going to select those items, right click and hide them. So we can focus in here. I'm going to make this one a little bit skinnier maybe. And then we can just focus in on 1 month at a time. Let's go back on over and let's go to the Company dropdown. And we want to go to the Budget and Planning, set up a budget. Now it's going to default to the prior budget we set up, which is the profit and loss. We can go up to this item up top, which is to create a new budget. Creating a new budget, this time for the balance sheet. So we're looking at a balance sheet. We're looking 2022. Okay, and we'll say finish. And it's going to give us our data input formats for 2022. I'm going to close the caret here. I'm not sure if we'll put the whole thing in there for the entire budget, because it might be a bit tedious. We can't copy them across quite as easily as we did before. So we might just put like maybe the first 3 months in place. So if we go then, we're going to go back and forth here. We're going to say, all right, the checking account, 95259. So we're going to say checking account, let's say 95259. And then we're going to go down to the accounts receivable, which is going to be the 23,152. So let's copy that. Let's see if we can get a side-by-side comparison here. I'm going to pull this and do the clipping type of thing. Does that allow us to do that? If I was to make this a little bit larger, this a little bit larger, does it allow me to make that larger? No. If I made that really small and this one larger, see if I can move this way a bit. And I'll make this a little, it's a lot easier with 2 screens, clearly. 2 screens is helpful. There we go. Okay, accounts receivable, we're going to say this is going to be the 23152. Inventory we're going to pick up here is the 4346. We're going to say the prepaid insurance 11000. We've got then the short-term investment, nothing there. We're going to go down to the furniture and fixture. This is going to be 98000. We've got the accumulated depreciation at negative 9834. I think it should be negative. We'll have to see how that shows, because it's a contra asset account. There's always kind of a confusion there. So we'll double check that when we go back and see how it's going to populate on the reports. And then we got the negative 139. We've got the accounts payable, which is 4008. And then we've got the Visa, which is going to be 1000. Notice I'm not going to put negative numbers into my data input here. We use them in our worksheet. And then let's scroll down a bit. We're in the interest payable, which I'm just going to say is 73. Then we have the loan payable. We got the 2 loans here, 5,000, and we said this one was the 13109. We got the payroll liabilities at the 2076. Sales tax, so we got the sales tax 554, and then we put this other one at the 2025, so we'll do that here. Unearned revenue was at the 450, and then the loan payable long-term portion 56770. Owner's equity or owner investment. Now this we'll just roll that forward to 65. I think the draws might be a negative 500 because it's a contra equity, but I'm not sure. We'll have to see how that plays out. And then notice you have to populate the equity. So there's nothing forcing us to be in balance. We'll have to check this to what happens on the financials to see if we are in balance. So I'm just gonna populate this at the 79220, and then we'll have to go in and check it. Let's open up February, and I'm gonna hide January here, right click and hide, and we'll just do 3 months possibly, and do the same thing for February. So now we've got, if I scroll all the way up top, back to the checking account, we're looking 38585. No, that's the income. We're looking 106212. We're looking at accounts receivable 25814. Inventory is at 4846. Prepaid insurance 11,000. You might be able to actually, can you copy and paste this whole thing in? Let me just try it. I don't think you can, but let's try it just in case. If I was to copy this whole thing like there, no, you can't do that. No. So that would be nice, but no. So we're in the furniture and fixture. We're at the 98,000, and then this is going to be negative 9834. This is going to be 5,000. This is going to be negative 139. This is going to be now the accounts payable 4469. Then the Visa 1115. The interest 73, and then 5,000. We've got the 13,13109, and then the payroll liabilities at 2315. Sales tax is at 61728, and then the 502, and then the 56770, the 65,000, negative 500, and then the owner's equity, which is at, how come last time it was at the 79? Shouldn't it be, or wait, this one should be at the 92402. Did I pull over the right numbers here? Chase loan, right? I think that if it's not right, we'll check it. So that's okay. I'm going to then do this. I'm going to unhide up top. If I missed anything, I know you're probably saying you messed up like multiple things, but that's okay, because then we'll figure it out. I did it on purpose. If I did mess anything up, I did it on purpose so that we can figure it out later. So now we're on the checking account, doing it again. One more month. This is going to be 117978. And then the accounts receivables at the 28673. And then the inventory 5382. The prepaid is going to be 11,000. Furniture and fixtures at the 98000. These are all the same. Negative 9834. 5,000. And then negative 139. The accounts payable will differ. It is now at the 4964. The Visa is now at the 1238. And then the interest is at 73. The payable 5,000. And then 13109. Scrolling down over here too. We've got the payroll 2572, and then the sales tax is going to be the 686, then 31, then the 557, and then the 56770, and then the 65000, negative 500, and finally we're at the 106562. Let's keep it at that for the first three months here. We had 2 months that have actually passed, so we can do a budget versus actual, and then the last month. So Let's say okay, and let's save it, and then let's run the report and see what happens. See if I messed anything up. So reports drop down, which if I did, I totally did on purpose. So we go to the budget down here, and then we're going to go to the budget overview. This time looking for the balance sheet. We got 2 now. We're looking balance sheet 2022. Run it. Por favor, please. Closing out the icon. Let's run it for just the first quarter, which is going to be 01/01/22 to 03/31/22. So there we have the 3 months there, because it's on a month by month thing. And we could check down here, is it in balance down here? Because the assets here, 226783 should match down here. That's in balance. 248, and this one is not in balance. We have a problem, in Houston. Houston, we have a problem. 256. So notice it doesn't force you to be in balance. This one's only off by $2, so I'm like not really worried about that. That seems pretty good. This one over here, something's happened, which I did on purpose so we could figure it out. So now I'm going to bring this over and say, what in the world happened? If I don't fix this, it's going to be the end of the world as we know it. Unhide. I'm going to hide some cells. We're in February. I'm going to hide some cells. Hide here. This has to be fixed. This is urgent. Urgent. We're looking at, so we can take a look at all the assets from here down to the assets, which are down to here. That's at the 2490. 24. That doesn't seem right. Oh no. That's because it should be, hold on a second. It should be the 24088. So that looks correct. And notice that those contra asset accounts were negative, and you can see here because it should be the difference between the two. So we had to put those contra assets in there as negative. That's often a point of problems. And then down here, we also had that equity down here, which was concerning, which was a negative because it's a contra account. So anything that's a contra account, you put in there as a negative, meaning it's an equity account that brings the account balance down of equity, whereas these are assets that bring the account balance up. But if you go the wrong way, you can kind of go back in and figure it out and then go and fix it. Okay, so those look right. And then let's look at like the liabilities. Let's look at like the current liabilities maybe, which would go from, accounts payable down to the sales tax unearned revenue. Right there should be 27227. In this we have 27228, so that looks pretty good. Long term should be the 56770. That seems good. Total liabilities should be this down to here, which was 83998. That seems right. And then 65,500, 92,402. But I'm out of balance, right? 248.99. Well, it's only $1 out of balance. That's not a problem. What am I talking about? I don't know what I'm talking about. That seems good, right? It's only off by $1. So that was just an example if something was out of balance. I didn't actually make a mistake because I rarely do. But if it was out of balance, that's how you can go about, figuring it out. And just note that the balance sheet doesn't require you to be in balance, of course. Where it does force you to be in balance when you do the data input. You don't have that same kind of check figure here when you enter into the balance sheet. So you got to kind of do that yourself. We could kind of tie this out. We could like adjust it by, so that we're exactly in balance. So like this one, if I removed $0.01 over here somewhere, and then, so let's do that. If I open this up, and then I'm going to go to the company drop down and going to go to the planning and budgeting. And let's just go down here and fix one of these. We're going to remove $1 maybe on the loan payable. Let's make this $1 shorter. So now we're at, it was 769 here. We'll save it and then go to our budget and say that one is now 248.99, 248.99, good. This one's off by $2. This one being high by $2. So let's go back on over to our budget, to the setup, and that needs to be perfect because that'll bug people. Seriously, that's like the balance sheet. A balance sheet is made to be in balance. That's what the name is. You can't just have it not balance. I don't care if it's $2. Darn it. You need to fix that. You're going to irritate people. So there's the 25660. So 25660 and then 248.99, 248.99, 226.784 and 226.784. So we're going to assume everything is good unless you see anything that I've completely horribly messed up. Let me know. Okay. So I'm going to assume it's good. We're going to do the reports next time.